Do you have an appointment? You stood in the breathing silence of Garrett Jacob Hobbs' home, the very spaces he moved through. Tell me, Will, did they speak to you? You could sense his madness, like a bloodhound. How did you feel seeing Marisha Shaw impaled in his outlet room? Because you couldn't save her, even after he was dead. You were becoming him. Do you have an appointment? Interesting day with Abigail? Perhaps it's time Abigail's released from clinical treatment. Spending each day immersed in tragedy may be doing more harm than good. She should be out in the world, finding her footing, giving her the confidence to move forward. I defer to the passion of my esteemed colleague. Passion's good. Gets blood pumping. Tell me about your mother. I suspect that fruit is on a high branch. Very difficult to reach. An interesting place to start. Both my parents died when I was very young. The proverbial orphan until I was adopted by my uncle Robertus when I was 16. I think we'll discover you and I have a great deal in common with Abigail. She's already demonstrated an aptitude for the psychological. You created a family for yourself. I was referring to Abigail. Tell me about the Turner family. Were they affluent, well-to-do? Did your family have money? Always the new boy at school, always the stranger. What grudge was Mrs. Turner's killer harboring against her? That motherhood, perversion of it. A modified Boudin Noir from Alibab's Gastronomie Pratique. You promised to deliver your wife to my dinner table. Yes, he should have. But fortunately for us, he did not. We don't know what nightmares lie coiled beneath Will's pillow. You still suspect Abigail Hobbs and her father's crimes. Transport us to our childhoods. Will may feel the tug of life before the FBI, before you. Simpler times in boatyards with Dad. That life is an anchor streamed behind him in heavy weather. He needs an anchor, Jack. Good evening, Will. Please, come in. Has Christmas come early? Or late? What is it? Teaching her how to fish. Her father taught her how to hunt. Feeling paternal, Will? Yes. Our good friend, Dr. Blue, has advised against taking too personal an interest in Abigail's welfare. Tell me, why are you so angry? Family. Abigail's lost too. And perhaps it's our responsibility, yours and mine, to help her find her way. I've made arrangements. You could say I'm one of your guardians. Home. My home. I thought you might enjoy if I cooked for you. I'll have you back before bedtime. You have to sleep in your own bed. Tell me about your bad dreams. How you left him. You don't have that luxury, Abigail. You only have to lie about one thing. And when you're with me, you don't have to lie about anything. When you're awake, no. It makes you a survivor. It's important to know when it's time to turn the page. Have you thought about applying for schools? Perhaps that can wait then. I would certainly feel safer if you were in the FBI, protecting my interests. Only if they believe that's in your nature too. You're not your father's daughter. Not anymore. What if it weren't so painful anymore to think of him? Have you ever tried psilocybin? There are those psychiatrists who believe that altered states could be used to access traumatic memories. Which is why we need to supplement them with positive associations, No more bad dreams, Abigail. I want you to do this drug with my supervision, where it's safe. Do you trust me? Not at all. We often have a difference of opinion. You and I will have many secrets. Infusing psilocybin into the bloodstream before psychotherapy can elicit a positive, even spiritual experience for patients. Psychological trauma is an affliction of the powerless. I want to give you your power back. That feeling will pass. Allow it to wash over you, through you. Let me be your guide. High life eggs. Chef in Spain called Moreau claimed he invented it in the 19th century. Taste is not only biochemical, it's also psychological. I know. It's also the first meal you're having with me. I'm sorry. You have every right to be upset with me. I overstepped my bounds. She's in the dining room. And Alana, you were right. She wasn't ready to leave the hospital. She experienced a bit of anxiety, so I gave her a sedative. I only gave her half a Valium, but she may be a little hazy. Please. What is it? Abigail.